Pontins say it is the perfect place to create magical memories, but for many of the families that you will hear from over the next 30 minutes, they are memories that they would rather forget.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking Pontins stories.
Welcome to Pontins, unless that is, your name was on a blacklist of Irish and Irish travellers' surnames.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most insane tales that have taken place at various Pontins locations across the Union. Have you ever stayed at Pontins? Tell us what it was like below. Number 10. Evidence of fun. After spending an hour in traffic, the Meeson family were looking forward to getting to their £100 Pontins room in Brian Sands, Somerset. Instead of getting a welcoming and relaxing start to their holiday, they found grim dirtiness. For starters, there was a used condom on the floor. Gross. They also found a cracked and leaking bath and a very stained toilet. We'll let your imagination fill in the blanks there.
Hair. Dust. Grit. Mould.
Whilst in the kitchen, there were old burnt chips in the oven and a rusty microwave. It seemed the chalet wasn't cleaned after the previous occupants. Just 6 hours after checking in, most of the Meesons left after a lack of action from the manager to their complaints.
One former worker told us conditions were so terrible that the air duct collapse in February was an accident waiting to happen.
Number 9. Army Stay.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome to Pontins Southport.
At this point, the Army was helping the UK for mass testing for COVID-19. For Lancashire, around 2,000 personnel descended into the county, and for their troubles, the officials thought they would make their soldiers stay at Pontins in nearby Southport for 6 weeks. Considering the other stories in this video, we can only assume this was for some kind of punishment. Regardless, the Army staying at the site took it in mostly good spirits, as they soon began leaving tongue-in-cheek reviews of their stay online. Some sarcastically referred to the site as a palace for the mighty, while another compared it to the luxury hotel, the Ritz. Another stated there was no shop on site, making it the perfect place to save money. Number 8. Sink Surprise. Hoping to enjoy a week-long last-minute staycation at Pontins in Camber Sands, the Bradshaw family soon regretted their expensive decision. For starters, some of the furniture inside the apartment was damaged, and there was a plant growing within the walls. Even the doors didn't lock properly. Another guest had even attempted to steal the smoke alarm for some reason. Even complaining to the staff was met with rudeness. But worst of all, the Bradshaws found human waste smeared on the bathroom sink. Weirdly, this apparently happens in Pontins locations. In 2018, Charlie Mounty arrived at the Pakefield site with her family. She found a load of dead bugs, mould, and human waste rubbed on the apartment's door. Number 7. Matt Hancock Snog. Letting her rage out, Lily left a not-so-positive review for Breen's Pontins site on TripAdvisor. She described her trip as bloody awful, so you can get a good idea of how much she enjoyed it. But the biggest concern was she had to become a spider slayer to destroy many of the 8-legged creatures that come out of the skirting board. Grim. She also felt like the bed had fleas. It got so bad that she had to cover all her skin to stop her from accidentally touching anything. Yet the biggest slap in the face for Pontins, besides the terrible review, was Lily stating she would rather snog Matt Hancock, whose affair with Gina Coladangelo had recently been exposed, than stay there again. Number 6. Cleaning out. It's one thing to have holidaymakers leave a Pontins site due to terrible cleanliness, but when a cleaner, someone brought in to make the apartment somewhat decent, walks out on their job, that's when things are really bad. Arriving at her new job, Mary was given a cart of cleaning supplies and a long list of chalets to sort out. However, she had up to 30 minutes max to clean each apartment before guests arrived. She stated one room was covered with dirty baby nappies, and another had a bathroom with mould, rust, and various human waste stains. With all this, Mary decided that the £5 an hour, 0-hour contract with the company wasn't worth it. She quit after just 2 days. Number 5. Uni accommodation. Pontins doesn't exactly have the best reputation, so imagine you're a prospective university student and excited about starting your venture into the world of academia. You want to dive into the complete student experience by enjoying halls. Instead, you're being shown around a local Pontins resort as potential accommodation. Oh no. Well, that was the case for students at Edge Hill University. With applications quadrupling in the previous decade, the uni's facilities were full. So, the officials offered this. Students could share a 2-bedroom chalet for 3 people for £70 a week, or live alone for £130. The rooms also had TVs with a free licence. The site also had a swimming pool, an arcade, and other amenities. Number 4. Cracking hen party.
Pontins say it is the perfect place to create magical memories, but for many of the families that you will hear from over the next 30 minutes, they are memories that they would rather forget.
Hen parties are meant to be fun and an opportunity to enjoy the last outing before the old ball and chain holds you down. But one group who stayed at Pontins in Southport didn't get to have that expected fun for their 48-hour partying trip. First, the local pub closed in the early evening, and then the on-site bar closed at 1 AM, somewhat limiting their chance to go on the lash. But worst of all was the makeshift crack pipe they found as they searched for hot water. Speaking of illegal substances, over in Breen in 2019, Rachel Charleston and her young sons overheard their neighbours encouraging someone to take heroin. Unsurprisingly, they left the next day. Number 3. Rowdy parents. Sometimes, even parents have to let their hair down. But in this case, they probably went a bit over the top. Looking for a much-needed holiday, Michelle Waddington took her partner and his kids to Southport's Pontins. Instead, she witnessed parents getting hammered in a play area and the entertainment area, as well as smoking illegal substances. When she asked one of the guards to step in, they refused to. Then, they belittled her for holidaying at Pontins. On top of this, teenagers were wandering around with alcohol, which is something that Sharon Carrigan has experience with. During a trip to Pontins in Camber Sands, on top of various issues, she also saw drunk teens taking over the kids' dance floor. Number 2. Name check. In 2021, the Equality and Human Rights Commission was called to investigate Pontins by a whistleblower.
Welcome to Pontins. Unless that is, your name was on a blacklist of Irish and Irish travellers' surnames.
They discovered that the company had a list of undesirable guests. While most would think that this would be for people banned from the site for doing wrong at their sites, it was actually a list of Irish surnames like Boyle, Murphy and O'Reilly. Staff would check guests getting in touch against these surnames and refuse or cancel their bookings if they matched or had an Irish accent.
Boylan, Boyle, Carney, Carr, Cash, Connors, Delaney, Doherty, Doran.
Apparently this was done to keep those from the travelling communities away from the holiday company. The Britannia Hotel Group, which owns Pontins, agreed with the EHRC to address this massive discrimination issue by changing their working culture.
I've had a mother in tears on the phone because her family's holiday, which she'd saved and booked and paid for, had been cancelled.
Number 1. Kent. While Butlins have the red coats, Pontins have the blue coats to lead their entertainment branch. And at one point, comedian Lee Mack was one such member.
What you're doing is you're looking for comedy gold, which is, where you're from, they say Kent, and you say, what did you call me?
While appearing on the Graham Norton Show, he told the tale of how he got sacked. Trying his hand at stand-up, he was encouraged to interact with the audience and ask them where they were from. He then makes cheesy jokes depending on their answer. Well, if they said Kent, he was meant to say, what did you call me? Joking about the infamous swear word.
And I say, where are you from? This bloke says Scotland. I can't remember the joke. I say hello.
However, he was drunk. So, Mac asked the audience if anyone was from Kent. When they raised their hand, he responded by hilariously calling them the bad word instead.
And then I say, anyone in from Kent? And this bloke shouts out, me. And I said, well, you're a
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.